Everybody, morning. Happy Saturday to you. Now, this Saturday is gonna be just like last week Sunday, all the Sundays before, and even Sunday tomorrow. I am actively practicing self-care on a Saturday too. I have in the last couple of weeks made some decisions about my health, my mental and physical health, and my state of being, whereas I have decided that I'm going to be cutting back on the amount of hours I work. And trust me, enough hours out there for work, and enough things out there could I do. There are enough things I could also be chasing, but I'm finding that it's now starting to affect my mental and physical health. It's also coming to that time of year where it's very cold, and you know what comes with the cold? The depression. And I have decided to actively start taking more time for me. So after having this reflection, I have decided that I am dedicating 2 days out of every week for myself. Wherever they fall, however I get off, I am definitely going to have 2 days off. So if I'm off the weekend, those 2 days are mine. I'm not going in for extra shifts, nothing. If I get a weekday off, then it's also going to be mine to enjoy. And so this Saturday just happens to be one of those days as well, right? So Self-Care Saturday, we're starting off strong. Whoops, except for the liquor drippage. Coffee hour. A1 from day one, nice like rice. And I've already made my breakfast. Today for breakfast, I'm having some over medium eggs and sausages with toast. I'm put some garlic butter on the toast. And I have one green mango in the back right there, so I'm going to peel and eat with salt. I prefer green mango here because ripe mango don't have no taste. So I'm going to treat green mango like I'm going to treat June plum. And that's the closest I get to it. You understand? Anyways, enough with the chatting. I just wanted to leave this thought with you guys on this here Self-Care Saturday that we're about to have. Some of the times when things seem to not be working out, it's because you were never meant to be in that space. Let me say that again. Some of the times when things seemingly are not working out, it's because you were never meant to be in that space. And for us being stubborn human beings, many times we stay in a job, we stay in a relationship, we stay in a friendship, we buy stuff that means nothing to us or does no good for us. It don't even help to take the edge off. The only edge it took off was to say, I was there and I had this. But it means you're no good and it didn't edify your life in any way. A lot of us have all the stories that make up this history of ours, the adventure and journey that we're going on. And we believe that we need to inject ourselves into spaces or inject ourselves into doing things that does no good for us, and we can't even at the end of the day see the benefit from it, right? And it's not only relationships or friendships, it's the job, it's the liaising with certain things that are not even keen, things that you were raised against loving, but you just decided, oh, you know, this might work. And even when the universe and God shows you that this is not where you're supposed to be, you force yourself into the situation and then you become like a prisoner. And listen, the prison state doesn't only extend to when you stay. The prison state can extend to when you leave because it never leaves your mind that you were in that space. But open to kind of understand what may I say. So, I say all of that to say this. Many times we are going to have to do some introspection. We are going to have to rely on our body's natural ability, our mind's natural ability to get us out of problematic situations and lean into it. Being stubborn for a cause, being stubborn to a fault will not always work to save us. Many of us don't even make it out to tell the tale. And even if we don't die, we are so mentally scarred from it that we will never get back to square one where we're genuinely happy. See? So I say all of that to say this. We are now all at this great big age when we have deductive reasoning. We know that forcing ourselves into certain situations will never bode well for us, but we're going to give it a try and see if it works. We know starting a small business and taking a loan for it without putting in the actual work will not get us to where we want to be. But maybe just try a thing and then you end up in mounds of debt. We know speaking to that friend is only a parasitic relationship where they pull from you and give you nothing back. But them company kind of nice. We know the relationship is not going well. It not go well. Our body physically feels like we're in a state where we're unwelcome. And we convince our mind that, you know what, may I do this for me, may I do this for my kids, may I do this for the opportunity of a lifetime. And so we spend years of our lives, the best years of our lives, staying in a sunken place just to get by. Have we ever considered that on the flip side of all these situations and scenarios that we put ourselves in, there's a great big world of happiness and peace waiting for us? Have we considered that one glance situation that we saw that we said, let me try that because that looks like it would be good for me, but we decide against it last minute because we want to stay in what we know as the status quo? That scenario would have been your chance to get out and get away. We need to open our minds to the fact that there is more to us. We have more and we deserve more and we should strive for more, but not by risking our health and sanity for it. It is literally not worth it. I say all of this to say, we live in a great big world. But for many of us, the world does not extend beyond the four corners that we see every day. And I want to say this to you. Do not be stuck in a state of unwell, both mentally and physically, to prove a point. Because at the end of the day, you're the only one who's going to get stuck with that point. You're the only one who will not be able to move forward. And for everyone and everything that you've sacrificed yourself for, they have no issues with moving forward and leaving you behind. I hope you guys have a great day. And if you've gotten to the end of this video, just think about what I've just said. At the end of the day, your happiness and peace is more important than anything else. And I hope you chase it to the end of the earth. Get yourself out of that situation that does you no good. Can I get an amen?
Life is very interesting. Very, very interesting. So let me preface this video by saying this. It's one thing when you care about yourself physically and you try to make sure that you're in the best health possible. Do not ignore your mental health. Because for a lot of us, we're maturing physically, but we're not putting in the time and effort that it will take for us to mature mentally. Zine? You need to work on maturing mentally, whether it be through educating yourself, whether it be through introspection, whether it be through gaining discernment, whether it be through therapy. And as a girlie who has gone through therapy multiple times, I am telling you that it works. It works. You have to just keep an open mind to it because it works, right? So backstory. And this story happened when I was an adult, not a child, not a teenager. This happened to me when I was older than 25. So my prefrontal cortex, my biological development was fully formed. I should be able to discern and recognize and react with a fully formed prefrontal cortex. But I was still out here making bad decisions or decisions that were not good enough for me. Zine? Alright, so that's it. Alright, so a while ago, I'm on my phone, right? And I don't know if it works for iPhone users as well, but Google have this thing where if you have like a Google storage account, it saves all your pictures as well. So every day it will send you a notification to say, view these Google memories from such and such a date before. Zine? And today my Google photo memories notification came, and for the fun of it, for the heck of it, I always like to go through my Google notification just to see where I was at that point in time and compare it to where I am now, because a lot of the times Google will send me back to 2015, because I do have pictures saved from 2015, and I was like, damn, look how she did Marga and think she fat. Look how she did go through a proper body dysmorphia when she did 140 pounds, and now she proper out here nearly 100 and such pounds, and she feel her best self. Zine? So alright, cool. To the notification come in. Open up the notification and Google drape me up. Google collar me in my neck back and nearly choke me to death. Google thump me in my neck string because my Google notification, and I'm so ashamed to say this, my Google notification for today was me standing at the bus stop in a certain country. Oh, we can't say Bermuda. Yeah, it was Bermuda. Taking a picture of someone who I thought was doing something to me. Multiple pictures. At the time, I had a great dislike for this person because I was like, how dare you? I had my little coven of peace and tranquility, and how dare you come in and step in and think that it is your place to disrupt me and my sanity and my supposed peace. So the Google memory from that time, with me not even realizing that I didn't delete that picture, because the space where me in right now, let me tell you, that person did no harm to me. That person was operating from a frequency of what they were being told and what they were engaging in, and it was only fair game that they react or behave how they behave because them feel like them have the backage to do so. Zine? But I never realized that. I never deleted that picture. But at the time in my head, especially because I could not make sense of it, I was so mad, and I was taking the picture to send to my friends to say, see the person here who caused me this amount of pain and this amount of distraught, and comparing myself to the situation and almost being like, how dare you think that you can invade my space and my privacy. People can't invade your space or your privacy unless they are invited in. And that is a lesson that I have had to learn, especially from this situation. And even on the back of the story that me I tell you now, I had a situation happen to me even as a 30-plus-year-old person, where somebody invited themselves into my space, but I thought they were inviting themselves, but they were invited in by the people who are around me. Learning the lesson from the situation, from the Google memory that I just got, and the person in recent years who caused other people to invite themselves into my situation without my knowledge or permission, is just showing me that I have to curate the spaces that I am in, and I have to curate the friendships that I choose to keep. Friendships, relationships, and familyships. Because in my emotional and mental maturity, I was fully ready to hate someone who did nothing to me. Zine? And I had to maneuver mentally for years on end. I couldn't understand it. I had to go into therapy, and they helped me to find a few means and methods to cope, because I was not coping, because I was not at an acceptance stage. You know, whenever you're grieving, if you don't get to acceptance, you really never cope. You get denial, you're angry, you bargain, you get depressed, but you never find peace, and you never truly start to cope until you accept the situation for what it is, accept the role that you play in it, and make peace with it so you can move forward. So I know this kind of long and drawn out in a little bit certain kind of sort of way, but I say all of that to say this. First of all, the person in the picture that I took from such years ago, I probably owe you an apology. It never ever come in person, because I'm not going to put myself in harm's way, but I probably owe you an apology. Because, beloved, I was seeing you as an invader when you were literally invited in. And, my bad for that. My very bad for that. I'm not going to say I'm sorry, but I will say my bad. And, the mental gymnastics that I brought myself through then to make sense of it, and the space of peace that I find myself in now that I'm mentally more mature, it is literally priceless. Because even though I saw the memory today and started having flashbacks, the flashbacks didn't happen in a way that I feel was detrimental to me. The flashbacks was literally a word of, wow, that was a lesson that I needed to learn, and boy did I learn it. Anyways, I'm saying all of this to say, we work on ourselves physically as we mature so that we can look good. But we have to work on our mental and emotional maturity as well, so we don't get stuck in places where Google is going to send us memories and we're going to have to fall back. No, move forward always. Yeah? All right, Zine, have a good day.